So I'm making frozen dog treats out of my 5-pound Betty Crocker things for my 2 dogs. I have 2 of them. These will be at the bottom because I have to get rid of them. I have switched to all natural stuff where this has ground wheat and wheat flour, corn, gluten stuff. So I usually make my own treats, but the Zooks are really great, and we've been using Zooks for a while now, and this bag has just slowly, because, like, this is as far down, like where my thumb is, that's as much as left. So what we have in our bowls for Zeus and Titan, they have 1 whole hot dog, 1 whole banana, 2 slices of cheese each, and then I'm also putting carrots in it. They love these carrots because they're not so bad, like they're not so small but not so big, so that they can't chew them. And I would put blueberries in them, but I just used the rest of our blueberries, so they'll be getting just veggies and this one fruit, and maybe some apples. I was thinking of doing an apple, so I'll be back once I get them cut. Thanks. Alright, so we're back, and I actually left the apples out because we don't have any. So it's actually, I did 8 of the little carrots, and I just cut them up into really, really thin pieces, so that when I go to stuff the Kongs, I can put like the carrots or the bananas. I know this isn't a stuffy Kong, but they've already taken out the squeaker, basically. So, but there's this hole, and I'm gonna stuff it with some carrots and put some peanut butter in there because they love it. And then these toys will actually go and freeze in the water, along with our milk bones. And then, let's see, so they'll be at the bottom, so nothing sinks at the bottom. And then I have my old milk can that they love. And it's a really cheap puzzle toy. Like, all you do is you open the cap and you put the food in, and bam, you know, they have to get, I take the caps off because I have Pit Bull and German Shepherd, so it doesn't take them long. Then I just take all the extra, like, paper and stuff off, which I haven't done with this one yet, and then you just fill it to whatever, you know, length you want to fill it with dog food, and you throw it out there for them. And I'll record that too. So, I'm going to get to stuffing the Kongs, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is what it looks like when they have the Kongs. Let me see if I can turn the light on. That light's not really working. There we go. Okay, so basically the Kong is right here, and it has peanut butter and carrots. This Kong was actually a medium-sized Kong, and my Pit Titan tore right through it. So that's only the bottom of the Kong. There's no more of the Kong. It gets torn apart. And then we have our milk bones, and I like to set them up a little bit. Same with like the Big and Strips. I sit them up or lay them down. This is Zeus's, and I just stuffed his Kong with peanut butter. I didn't get a chance to put any carrots in it. But I have my 2 milk bones that are holding it up so it doesn't float to the top. I also have my Big and Strips at the bottom. They kind of fell down. I usually put them up with like the milk bones so that they're like right next to each other, which is awesome. And so now we'll take Zeus's first. We'll go ahead and see. We just stack it up on top of each other. Because once you put the water in it, whatever floats to the top is going to float to the top. So you want to shake it a little bit, kind of get it in there. We'll do Titans now. Oops, I did that wrong. Oh well. So Titan has a little more carrots. I think I put like 5 or 6 more carrots in his. He actually eats them, shockingly. And you can also do this with your bananas if like you won't eat them as fast. you can freeze them. You can cut them up and freeze them, not like this for a dog, obviously, but you can also cut them up and freeze them for yourself. And I thought that was pretty cool. I found that actually on YouTube. Imagine that. So now what we're going to do is I have my jug of water, even though we're using it later. And I'm just going to fill this up till everything's fully submerged. See, you can see the Kong already, you know, floating to the top, which we can always rearrange that to where it doesn't float to the top. I have no problem doing that. Now, I find the quickest way to freeze them, because I have a pretty quick freezer, is I put a little bit of hot water before I put the cold water, because then it kind of, I'm not too sure how you say it, but it kind of just makes everything a little bit easier. Alright, now we're on Titans, and Titan's ball will not float, because it is the Extreme Kong. So, only the bananas float, where Zeus's floats. It's actually, I think, one of the Chewy editions. I'm not too sure. It's a squeaker, but they got the squeaker out, shockingly. Okay, so we're going to put the last little bit of there, and I actually fill it below the fill line, so like Zeus's needs a little more. There we go. And then basically this is what I'll do, is I'll sit there and I'll push the Kong down, because eventually, even though it's going to float to the top, which I'm sure it will, oh well. Anyway, it'll float to the top and it'll sit there, and basically all of your good stuff, like you can see at Titans, is at the bottom. And I'm sorry, my cat is meowing because she wants her toy. She actually does not eat bananas, but she loves hot dogs. Yes, Duchess, I hear you. So I'm just separating the bananas out so that they can basically cover the top, whatever bananas are floating. And then with this one, I don't have that problem because I have the Kong on the top. So all of the stuff's at the bottom. And you can also push it down to where it molds itself down. Like right now, it's holding itself down pretty well. It's just got to fill with water because they have so many puncture wounds in it from the dogs playing with it. But anyway, so I will be back, and basically you put it in a level fridge. Freezer. My freezer is pretty full right now, but they'll go right back there. So I will be back and show you guys the cool jug puzzle thing.